What's up, YouTubers? Today we are going to be screen printing t-shirts. So you might be asking yourself, then why am I looking at Adobe Photoshop? Well, right now what we're going to do is we're going to go to File and we're going to go to Open, and I have saved an image. I'll pop this file here. I'll scroll down looking for various pictures I've borrowed from the interwebs. Where is my photo? I'm going to grab this one right here. Alright, I'll pop my picture here. I have a grid on here, so I can hit Control H and that grid will magically go away. Basically, our silk screening section is a little bit bigger than a piece of paper. Actually, it's quite a bit bigger, but for the ease of things, we're going to use a sheet of paper. So I'm going to go to New. I'll pop this new window. We'll make sure we have selected US paper, so that way we can print this image out. So then I'm going to minimize that right over here. Grab this over here, make sure I have this move tool over here. I'm going to pick this up and move it over here and move that down there. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, as you can notice, let's find layers palettes over here. So I'm on the layer of the icon. I'm going to hit Control T, and that's going to let me transform this. I'm going to hit Shift, hold Shift, and left click and drag and make this as large as I want it to be. View somewhere around here. Let's say somewhere around there. And then I'm going to go right over here. I'll hit apply first. Gonna grab this text box and have this text box right there. It's gonna pop a new layer here. Make sure right over here it's black. And then I have my font size and my size here. And I'm going to put, since this is from Magic the Gathering, I'm going to put what's, and I like all caps. I think it's a lot easier. What's in your deck? And maybe I can move that down a bit. There we go. I will select everything here and see if I can get everything to won't be a pain. Move that over a bit. Right now, if I want to change this, I could grab this and hit this right up here, the warp text thing box, and let's say I want to change it to this, and then I could change this. I want to do that. Let's see. So I want to do that there, and then I can hit the move tool and move it up. So I can do a lot of different things with that. Once I'm done there, alright, and then I hit layer, flatten, and that will flatten everything, and then I just hit file and print, and basically that will print off our copy, and then I'll show you the next step there. Don't forget to save, otherwise you'll have to do this over and over and over again if you're trying to possibly make multiple pictures in the future. Alright, and I will pause now and I'll come back later and show you the next step. Welcome back, everyone. So basically we've printed off our image, and we are now going to transfer the image. We're going to use this awesome vinyl mask. Here is basically what cover looks like. It's Mask Ease. It's for screen masking. Awesome stuff, water-based cleanup, and it won't ruin your screen, so just rip it off, clean it up. So good to go. Fairly inexpensive. I believe it's 10 to 20 bucks, somewhere around there. So the first thing you do is I have some mat board, and then I have, we'll basically take this down here, and we'll use my handy dandy masking tape, tape it down here. Then I'll take this and tape it down. So just a heads up, this is scrap. It can still be used for a lot of things, so it's just not big enough for this image. So you'd want a piece of vinyl the size of your image, and this just won't fit. And so I started working ahead of time, and what you will need a marker. This is a Chart Pack marker. I don't know if we're going to be able to see that. It's a blender. It's a blender, and it has this amazing aroma. Not a big fan of it. Always gives me a headache. And then I have this. This is just a clay tool, but it's kind of got this smell. A smooth surface right here. So I'm going to use it as a burnisher. So what we're going to do here is I'm basically just going to wet this down here, and then I'm going to burnish, just basically rubbing really hard with a lot of pressure, not too much to rip, but enough. I'll do that on that one, and I'm going to that one, and this solvent in the blender is basically going to make the ink bleed, and I will transfer it to the other side. Nice pressure there. The last letter is here. If you are having problems with this, you might be having a problem if you're not putting enough. If you just trace it once, that might not be enough. You might want to trace it like I did, one or two really quick washes over it. Then you want to burnish. You don't want to do everything and then burnish. It's not going to work. As you can see through this a lot better than this. And that's because it's been inked. So what we're going to do here is see how well I've done. So I'm going to take my razor blade here, and I'm going to basically cut my tape off here just to see how things are going for me. If this doesn't work, that's okay, because I do have some drawing skills, so I can always fill in some of the blanks. Excellent. So it is obviously in reverse, which is fine. This is exactly what we want it. And so we're going to cut this out with my X-Acto knife, and then I will pause the video while I do that, and then I'll bring it back, and we will put basically a giant sticker on this, and that will hold that, and then we'll transfer it to another image, and I'll bring it back the correct way. So I'm going to pause it now as I painstakingly cut out each piece. Alright, welcome back everyone. I finally went through this, and boy, it took me, I'm sure, at least half an hour, if not a lot more than that. So I'm over here, and I saved one letter for you, and I use my finger and I can feel what I've left and what I've cut. Left this letter C right here, and the reason why I've done that is because I want to show you. It's fairly simple. Let me slide this camera a bit. Alright, so the letter C here. So basically I'm just going to find a place to put the blade down, light pressure, don't have to put too hard, and then using this hand to rotate while this hand pulls back, nice and slow. They work together. The left hand is doing most of the work. The right hand is just kind of staying steady, pulling a little bit, readjusting. I'm trying to go as best I can, but I realize I'm not getting it perfect. I'll go back over here. And I will try over here. And I'll check that out. Got a bit over there. So I'm constantly moving this around. The first time I tried this, I made the mistake of taping the vinyl to the table. And the problem with that is, unfortunately, the blade did go through the table and couldn't really rotate the table very well. Imagine that. Let's see if I have it. There we go. Pushing that down and clean that up a little bit because I do not want that. So I'm going to clean all these up, and basically I'm going to just try to find the edge here with my blade. Alright, put my finger there and try to peel that up while leaving that down. If it's stuck, like here, I think I missed something. Go back and cut that out there. As you can see, this will take a little bit. So I'm going to pause the video yet again and go through and remove my vinyl that I don't need, and then we'll be printing. Alright, welcome back everyone. So as you can see, I have peeled away all the excess vinyl, and I actually pushed a little too hard, so I got some area popping up, but that's okay. So what I'm going to do here is really quick, I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to put some weight on here and try to make sure that vinyl sticks. Okay, we want that vinyl to stick where it was at. Okay, because during the course of cutting and pulling, it'll be really nice and slow because some of these areas came up with it, especially some of the letters. Okay, so I have cut out this awesome, we'll just call this a sticker. Fortunately, it's got a lot of bubbles in here, but we're hoping that's not going to be a problem. The whole roll is like that, and all my other rolls are like that as well. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to peel apart, so and put it right on there. Try to pull it as best I can, as tight as I can. Smooth out all the air bubbles that I can. And then we will transfer this onto the screen printing. So I'm going to pause this one more time, get that set up, and I'll be right back. Alright, we're back again. Here we are with our vinyl and our stickers on there, and then we have our speedball screen, basically kit here. And we're going to snap in here, put some wires in there to keep it all snapped down. It's important to make sure you know which way is which. So we're going to flip this over here, and here's my drawing. We're basically going to peel here. So slowly. Some areas are sticking there. We'll get there. Yeah, nice and slowly. Oh. Speed this up a little bit. Pull that off there. starting to stick to itself again, so I'm going to pull some of this off so it doesn't stick to itself again. There we go. There we go. Let's get this little piece right here. There we go. Excellent. So it's going to be backwards, as you can see. I will try to put this, and I'll eyeball it to be centered. There you go. Right on there. Put it over like so. I'm going to be able to see through, then you're going to be able to see this is the correct way to look at it. I'm going to throw some paper down here, and then I am going to grab, but I don't. Basically going to make sure this area is well stuck. So I'm going to do a lot of pressing. I think that this is where people go wrong. They do not have a very, very rigid, not rigid, but I don't think they take the time to make sure everything is stuck in correctly. Let me grab a squeegee real quick. Should be able to squeegee this. Just make sure everything is tight. Excellent. Alright, gonna take this, remove the sticker. Carefully here. Sure. Peel over here. I'll leave the vinyl down on being nice and slow, especially for these letters. See that starting to try to pick up there. Get to the center of the O. So definitely want to be careful. This A might have a problem. No, the A is going pretty good. See some of the vinyls popping up again. Oh, not good, not good. And that's what happens when you pull too fast, but I think it'll be okay. Down a little bit. 2. And I will make sure that stays down. We'll perform a little bit of surgery with that. Sure this is nice and tight where I want it to be. Make sure that's exactly where I want it to be. Okay, I'm gonna grab a masking tape real quick. Make sure this thing is not going anywhere. I ain't going through that. I don't think there will be. Flip this over. sure. Push that through. Take a look at that. Pretty tight. There's a few spots I'm going to push a little harder. Bubbles are bad. Let's not have any bubbles. That looks pretty good. Okay, so what we're going to do from here, this in here. Once again, I am sorry, but I'm going to have to pause this. But we're going to flip this over here, and a couple of some just wires, a nail, whatever would work. I have some 14 gauge wire in here. It seems to work for me. Just going to shove that in there. Bend it a bit. I know, low tech. Alright, and then so a little kickstand to keep it up. Basically, I'm gonna hold this here, and then I'm gonna finish prepping this. I missed one step here. I almost got too excited about printing. It's been hours. So basically, what we're gonna do is make sure that ink doesn't go through here in the screen. So what I'm gonna do is take masking tape. I'm going to do the whole thing like this. So I'm going to pause this now and get set up for the ink and finish this step. Alright, we're back, everyone, and this is the t-shirt that I made earlier, the same concept, but I'm using much smaller, and this is on the back. Now, this image I'm hoping to put on the front, so the t-shirt's a little large here, but we'll make do with what we got. I have a nice piece of cardboard, so you can see the ink kind of went through last time. So that's what we're going to have to put in between the shirt so they don't ink on both sides. Okay, so basically that's everything goes successful. Alright, now I am using fabric screen printing ink from Speedball, and also some nice gloves on here. I'm going to try a green, blue, and black. We'll see if that actually works. So this is masking tape. Masked up that, squeezed out all the air I could. Hopefully that's not going to be a problem there. Alright, so what we're going to do, and I have a nice sheet of paper in here, so I'll put that down there. I'll insert that like so. I'll grab my makeshift pin, maybe. Maybe I won't. There it goes, it's in there fairly well. My other pin here. Well, that one fits very nice. Very solid. Alright, so my idea, my master plan is to have black letters here. You have green to blue. So let's see. You do that all at once. Probably not. So we might just improvise and enjoy what happens. So I'm getting some ink here. I'm using a palette knife just because I have it nice and readily available. Here's my black. I'm anticipating possibly getting a little bit of black on this, and I'm not too worried about that. Some blue here. Awesome color blue. We're going to put that right about here. The great thing about screen printing is if we make a mistake, it can turn out into a happy accident. Or we just clean the screen and do it again. So I'm not too stressed about this. Some green here. And I love blue-green. So if we get some blue-green together, that's okay. Matter of fact, Viridian is my favorite color. So a little Easter egg for those of you that know me. So here we go. Let's start this up here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab some of this, pull it, make sure you get nice. Now if this was one color, I'd pull it across the whole thing here. Alright. So I'll grab a little bit of paper towel here. I'm going to wipe that blade off a bit. So just basically wipe that off. It doesn't have to be perfect because I don't mind if there's a little blue or black in there. Right? Once again, I'll wipe that off a bit. Grab my green, push and pull down. Alright, wipe this off. Moment of truth. Lift up. Okay, so the words did not turn out the way I wanted them to, which is probably an ink issue because it looked like the words were there. So we're going to wipe this down and try it again. Alright, instead of showing you this process over and over again, I think you've kind of got the point. So I'm going to try it a few more times. If you have any questions, let me know. And I'll be doing a shirt. Take care. Alright, one more thing. Sorry about that, guys. This is one of my finished products. Let's get it in the frame here. There you go. What's in your deck? So it is a tribute or a shirt that could go for our Nerdvana, our school's game club. Once again, this is something adapted from Magic the Gathering, the card game. It's not for sale, so this is just a fun project, not trying to make any money off of this. Good thing, don't want to ruin any copyrights. Also, you're going to have to treat your work with some heat. So a high-powered hairdryer or a piece of paper, like a brown paper bag, and an iron on like medium heat should do the trick. You want to set that before you actually wash it. If you guys like what you saw or have any questions, please let me know. And please subscribe and hit like. Thanks a lot. Have a good one.